Hi everybody, I'm Dr. Nicole. I spent some time recently with a young lady by the name of Tamara, and she was really interesting because I think she forgot how much she had been through to actually get where she was. So Miss Tamara, I'm really excited that you're here. You know, what's going on?
So
Tell
am
me
I.
what's up.
Well, I have had the same job for 15 years.
Which was?
A school bus driver.
School bus driver.
Yes.
Love school bus drivers. Okay.
Good.
Had one, two, maybe three. Love them. Go ahead.
Okay. And I got hurt on the job 2 years ago. So I've been off work, and it doesn't look like I will be capable of returning to that job. My injuries are such that I will always have a limitation which will not allow me to go back to bus driving. So now I am trying to find a new way and find what there are a lot of things that I want to do, and I just don't know how to go about doing them, getting started. So
Did you love being a bus driver?
I loved it. I love the kids. Like, I don't love driving all day, but you would get attached to the kids, and yeah. And I miss having a reason to get up in the morning. I don't have a schedule for my day anymore, so.
So you said there are a lot of things that you want to do.
Yes.
What do you want to do?
I want a radio show. I've been toying around with the idea of that. I've always liked writing.
Okay.
So I've been interested in starting a blog, trying to figure out how I can probably fuse the two together. And, I toyed around with maybe writing a little book and, different things like that. I have a lot of, I'm all over the place.
So what's the vision in 5 years? Because you did that, and now you have a new opportunity.
Yes.
You said I have some limitations, but you really have a whole lot of opportunities because you're still here.
Right.
So that means one thing we know for sure, you still got some living to do. Otherwise,
Yes.
you wouldn't be here.
Right.
So what's the vision in 5 years? What could you see yourself doing that will put a smile on your face, you think?
I want something that will allow me to speak. That's why it always is. It's writing, it's radio, a talk show, something that allows me. I always have a lot to say. About absolutely anything.
Okay.
Yes.
And it puts a smile on your face.
It does. And for some reason, people listen. So if I have an ear anyway, it would be nice to have something to say and some way to say it.
What if you could talk to an audience? What would you talk about? If I said there are 200 people outside that door and they came to see you, what would you talk about? What would you talk to them about?
Oh, Lord. Aside from being goofy, which is my usual, if I could be a comedian, I would.
Okay.
But I would like to talk about hopefully getting over, transitioning. I have been battling depression and a lot of fear. I used to be good at many things, but I never tried anything. And it is only now that I'm realizing how much fear of failing at things has really crippled me from even attempting. So
can I offer you something?
Sure, please.
Not that your physical limitations did not occur.
Right.
But it sounds like you got some bigger limitations.
Yes.
And it's not physical. It's in here.
Right. The difference is, had I not undergone this physical situation, I don't know if I would really notice how much, because now I have nothing but time to think about what I'm going to have to do next, because I have to do something. So
you want to spend the time thinking about what you're going to do next, or you
I
want to
don't. I want to do it.
And then what's stopping you from doing it?
I don't know how to start. I don't even know where to.
Okay, let's figure out where to start.
Okay.
Do you know your story? Do you know your story that you want to use to help other people get connected?
I kind of feel like maybe I've had it kind of easy up until now. And like I grew up in church, and we're good at, reciting about faith and, about the storms and all of those things. And, there have been obstacles, little things, but I don't think that I have ever struggled like I am now. And it's only now that I'm realizing how hard it is to put those things into play that we've been talking about. Faith is a lot harder to do, to make it action. It's hard to make it a verb for me.
But then it's not faith, huh?
Exactly. But that is what I've been, that's been my struggle. That's been my...
So how old were you when you started bus driving?
19.
Oh.
Yes.
So how did you get that job?
I had a daughter, young, and I was on welfare for a total of 18 months. And I just did not want to be an average case. I wanted a job, and I knew some people who drove buses. And it was just like, well, this is what I do. They're hiring. You can come down. And that was it. They were the first people to actually give me a job. I had put in applications.
So you had a responsibility.
Yes.
You didn't like how you were living, being on welfare.
Right.
You saw an opportunity.
Yes.
You seized the opportunity, and you maximized on the opportunity for 15 years.
Yes.
And you're afraid of failure? You don't have evidence of failure. You have evidence of triumph. You have evidence of attacking a circumstance and positioning it to be what you need it to be. So that's the data that you have. That's the data that you have. The difference is now you get to choose what you want to do.
That's amazing. Yes, I do.
You get to choose what you want to do. The last time you chose an option that helped you to bring a child over the hump of 15 years old. How old's your baby?
She'll be 17 next month.
So you chose an option that helped you raise a child to be 17.
Yes.
So you're a good decision maker.
Yes.
And you know how to have a goal, be in a barren place, and get the job done.
Yes.
What's different now? You was at the bottom.
Right.
Welfare ain't easy.
No, it's not.
So you went from welfare to work before there was probably a welfare to work program, right? Yes. You did that on your own. You said, I got this baby. She too.
Yes.
I don't want to be on welfare. So I'm going to go get a job, and I'm going to love on other people's children, and I'm going to make sure they get to school safe, and I'm going to make sure they get home safe. And I'm so reliable. I'm going to do that for 15 years in excellence. Now you have the opportunity to choose what you want to do. And every bit of data says whatever you choose to do, you are going to do it well. Because you don't have evidence of anything else.
That's true.
So what you gonna do? What's going to be your first step? You say you want to write. Have you written anything?
Just like journaling, little stuff.
Why is that just like? Do you write from here? Do you write from your heart?
I do.
Are you willing to go home, look at those journals and say, what's in here that somebody can be blessed from?
Absolutely.
Can you do that?
I can.
Okay, so that's the first step. You said you want a radio show. Do you really want a radio show?
I really do.
Do you really like talking to people?
I really do.
Do you know that you can do that now for almost free on the internet?
I did not.
So it sounds to me like you were inspired by wanting to take care of your baby.
Yes.
Your baby's 17 now.
She's about to leave me.
Yes. Can we be as inspired about taking care of you? Because you're fabulous. You do know that. Let me tell you. Do you know that? Can you be inspired about taking care of you?
Yes.
Is that worth being inspired about?
Absolutely.
You sure?
I think so.
You
sure? Think so.
You sure? Because you have to know it.
Because
Because you can't convince me. You can't convince me that,
Right.
that you are worth it if you don't think you're worth it.
Right.
And that's the only way I'm going to come see what you have to say. So the only limitation really is in your mind. What's going to happen when you get rid of that limitation? Tell me. Declare it so this day. What is going to happen?
I will be successful at everything I try, which will begin with my writing.
Okay.
And my radio show.
Yes.
Yes.
And what data do you have that says that that is true?
Because I've been successful at everything that I've tried. That's what I'm talking about.
You've been successful at everything you've tried. So this is really about a decision at this point. That I'm not trying to make it simple, but it really is a decision. Because when you make a decision, Miss Tamara, it's on and popping once you make a decision. So it's not the limitation of the physical things. It's really been about what is Tamara going to decide is worth doing. Because when Tamara decides it's worth doing, that's a wrap. Wow. It's really interesting what happens when you're going through a transition. When you're going through something, what I realize is that sometimes you forget where you've been and how successful you've been thus far. And sometimes you really think, this is something new. I've never been here before, so obviously I'm gonna fail. What I wanna remind you is you haven't failed at many things in your life. You just took a journey. And if you remember all of the battle scars that you may have that prove to you that you're a survivor, then that means you can get through what you're up against right now. So don't throw in the towel, don't give up, and don't be so afraid that you can't move, because that's what got you through all those other times, and it's definitely going to be what gets you through now. Hey everybody, thanks for listening. If you'd like to connect with us more, don't forget to check out our website at www.askdrnicole.com and follow us on Twitter at AskDrNicole. And you know we love it when you like us on Facebook at The Dr. Nicole Show. So listen, we want an open line of communication with you. We look forward to hearing what your thoughts are, and don't forget to check us out